Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Now at noon, look at what millions of people southwest of us are dealing with. Deadly tornadoes ripping apart entire communities. And sadly, unfortunately, the threat is far from over. Here in Detroit, a father of 5 killed in an ATV crash. What police are doing to keep senseless tragedies like this from happening. Plus, new video today of a groundbreaking in District Detroit. The reason many neighbors and businesses are blasting the people behind the movement. But we begin this afternoon with breaking news out of Rochester Hills. Sky 4 takes us live over an accident. This is on Livernois Road. Right now, both directions are closed. This is near Avon and Harding. We'll let you know when the road eventually reopens. Now at noon, there are still more than 17,000 power outages following this morning's storms. Most of those outages are south of Sumter Township and Howell. Look for updates on the latest outage numbers on clickondetroit.com. Right now, let's go ahead and send it over to Brandon to see if Mother Nature will cooperate with us this afternoon.
We're getting some help after a rough morning for Livingston, Monroe counties. Kind of depends on where you were, but at about 6:30 this morning, this line barreled through with lots of lightning, some wind gusts as well. Currently, we're beginning to see a little bit of a drying phase, and the clouds are beginning to thin out a little bit, so we're going to warm things up. Man, we still have these beautiful low clouds. What an amazing shot here from downtown Detroit, high atop the Penobscot, and you can still see, well, the windshield wiper. And we're looking at low clouds with low to middle 70s and gusty winds. 20 to 30, but coming out of the west-southwest, so trying to warm us up. And it will. 74 now, on our way to 80 with more and more sun as we go through the afternoon. Those pesky winds will continue. Again, early this morning, we had several reports down in Monroe County and elsewhere of thunderstorm wind damage, but it pales in comparison to the 30-plus tornado reports across the Plain States overnight into this morning. We'll talk more about it coming up.
Thank you, Brandon. Now at noon, millions across the Midwest bracing for another round of severe weather. Take a look at the aftermath. This is the aftermath of a deadly tornado in Jefferson City, Missouri. First responders jumped into action after the city of more than 40,000 people took a direct hit. Morgan Chesky has more from Jefferson City.
Overnight, a violent tornado catching sleeping residents off guard in Jefferson City. The National Weather Service saying the terrifying twister was moving at 40 miles an hour, sending debris nearly 13,000 feet into the air. The Jefferson City Fire Department ordering every available first responder in to help.
Right now we have emergency personnel from all venues trying to get to the people that need our assistance.
Further south in the state, twisters sparing Joplin but slamming several small towns nearby. At least 3 people confirmed dead in Golden City, where a search and rescue effort's underway. For nearly a week, the Great Plains battered by severe storms, forcing hundreds of high water rescues. Parts of Kansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma underwater. In some spots, the flooding so bad, entire towns are being evacuated. At area dams, officials have opened floodgates, fearful levees could break under pressure. Oklahoma's governor putting 66 counties under a state of emergency. The wild weather likely to wash out the upcoming Memorial Day weekend, and Tulsa One River Casino shutting down instead of gambling with Mother Nature.
And right now, power remains out for a large portion of this city because of so many power lines that were hit when this tornado made its way through. Meanwhile, we spoke to the mayor. She's asking everyone to pray for her community as they make their way forward. In Jefferson City, Morgan Chesky, NBC News.
New at noon, former Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick has failed once again to reduce his time in federal prison. A motion was recently denied to vacate his 28-year sentence. This was handed down in 2013 for extortion, bribery, conspiracy, and other crimes during his years in office. Kilpatrick said in his motion the court made mistakes during his trial. Here at home, we're learning much more today about a father of 5 killed in an ATV accident. 38-year-old Victor Davis died when he lost control and crashed right into a building. This happened last night on Grand River near Burt. Nick Monticelli tells us Detroit police officers were afraid something like this might happen.
This was just a horrible accident. Victor Davis on Grand River hitting the curb and then his body flying into this building. Now, A family of 5 missing their father and a fiance missing her soon-to-be husband.
He was a good man, and I really miss him, and I love him.
He doesn't want to show his face, but the eldest son of 38-year-old Victor Davis came here, as many did today, devastated by the accident that killed him.
Because I just wanted to see what really happened and to really understand.
My cousin's been riding ATVs and motorcycles his whole life. You know, that's what he enjoyed doing. He loved it. You know, he was the best at it.
Davis was riding an ATV, lost control and hit the curb. He was thrown into the side of this building. But despite doing CPR as soon as they got there, firefighters could not save him. Davis leaves behind a fiance and 5 children ranging from 2 to 21.
Vic was the soul of my family, man. He took care of the family. You know, he took care of his kids. He took care of everybody. Everybody depended on Vic, man.
This accident happened the same day Detroit Police Chief James Craig issued a warning to ATV riders like these. They have been joyriding on Detroit streets, even taunting officers. But Victor's family says he was not a part of that group. And now his 21-year-old son says they're not sure what's next.
Crying, hurting. So now I gotta be the bigger man and take care of my family.
The family is working on a GoFundMe site. When they get that up and running, we'll let you know. At Detroit's West Side, Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
New video this afternoon of groundbreaking for a new building in District Detroit. However, Illich Holdings is facing backlash from neighbors saying they broke their promise on building up the neighborhood. The company says that will be included in Phase 2, but so far no progress has been made. Our Jason Colthorpe spoke to Christopher Illich. You'll hear what he has to say. That's coming up tonight at 5. New at noon, this man facing several malicious destruction charges for allegedly scratching several cars at the Clinton Township Library. Police believe 72-year-old Gary Young scratched several cars over the past 3 months. Officers right now are encouraging other possible victims to please come forward. Community activist and former Detroit City Councilman Kwame Kenyatta has passed away at the age of 63. He's remembered as a longtime public servant. Kenyatta was a member of City Council during some of Detroit's roughest times. He was the first to put in writing that then Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick needed to resign. Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan paying tribute to the former City Council member in a statement, and here is a portion of it. It reads, from his time as a Wayne County Commissioner to his service as a member of Detroit City Council, Kwame Kenyatta was a fine public servant who fought hard for what he believed in and made our city a better place. An alarming new trend making its way all across the country. Find out how thieves can drive away with high-tech cars without ever needing the keys. But first, an American man is released from prison. What he did to earn the nickname the American Taliban. Paula?
We were here 2 years ago when this budding vineyard was just getting started. A young family, their little children, assistant winemakers. Well, those buds have now bloomed and graduated into a full-blown winery that's opening this weekend. We are back for a preview of from when a grape graduates into a wine. I'll see you today at 4 on First at 4.